Hey, Lifestyle Wellness Group, or whoever gets this message, and ladies that are on here today, and we might have one more person joining us. I just want to say thank you so much for taking your time on a Sunday to record this video for me, and for everyone that's going to watch it, because I know that my intention with this is that it will help someone. And all the ladies on here have one thing in common. They've all dealt with the dreaded C word, cancer, right? And it's getting to the point, I think that the latest statistic is 1 in 2 people will be diagnosed with cancer. And to me, that's extremely frightening because I have 4 children. So if I follow along that statistic, it means 2 of my children are very likely to get cancer in their lifetime. And to me, that's not a good statistic to have. And so I have been, doing extensive research for years, on this subject. There's a lot of information out there. Some things that I follow as The Truth About Cancer really opened my eyes. They did a 7-part documentary series where they went around the world and interviewed tons of doctors and people who were dealing with cancer. And then another one is Chris Beat Cancer. And so those are great resources. TheTruthAboutCancer.com, ChrisBeatCancer.com, so many documentaries out there. But the one thing, there's 2 things that I've found that are common threads. There's a lot of different people doing a lot of holistic things. And the 2 common things that I've found is, 1, they always recommend a plant-based diet. That's one thing. Another thing they recommend is they always recommend getting your body in an alkaline state, right? Plant-based diet, alkaline state. And another thing, there's 3 actually. Another thing is detoxing, right? Getting rid of the toxins, eliminating them from your diet. So it goes right along with our cleanse, balance, build system. And every person on this that I've asked to be part of this today, and Casey is having trouble getting on here, so I'm going to have her share her story in a different video. But every person on here has been practicing a cleanse, balance, build philosophy to help them with their issues with cancer. So I'm going to bring on Jen first. And she's going to give you her story. Now, before these ladies go on, they've all chosen different courses of treatment, okay? And no matter whatever course of treatment, whether you choose to do it 100% holistically, whether you choose to do it through surgery, whether you choose to do surgery, holistic, and chemo and radiation, whatever you choose to do, that's your personal choice. And we want you to know that this is a safe community where we support whatever decision you make to help you get through this and fight it and win. So Jen, I'm going to have you come on first and share your story. Go ahead,
Hi,
Jen.
everybody. My name is Jen Zing, and I live in Dunedin, Florida with my husband and my 5-year-old daughter. I'm a retired police officer. I just retired this year after 25 years in law enforcement, which is a very high stress job. But I'll get to my story real quick. But I wanted to let you know my husband was diagnosed with prostate cancer 6 years ago. He's a retired chief fire officer. And it was his oncologist that first told us the importance about a plant-based diet and what foods were feeding his cancer, and how he could better prepare himself for his surgery that he chose to have. And he chose a non-FDA approved surgery with excellent results, where he has absolutely pretty much 0 side effects because of it. So he is healthy now. As a result of that, we started juicing and we started our plant-based diet. Fast forwarding up to me, I've always been health conscious. I have, ever since my husband's diagnosis, like I said, we switched our diet around, and we were very conscientious about what we were taking, what supplements we were taking, and what we were doing. And thankfully, I found Trish and the other ladies on this group, and I am 100% following a cleanse, balance, and build philosophy, which is cleaning out the toxins and rebuilding with good nutrients. So unfortunately, I have a cancer gene, which is passed down through my family. and I've been very aware of that too. So I wanted to make sure that I kept my body balanced. I was diagnosed with breast cancer a little under 2 months ago, and I am undergoing a double mastectomy in 2 days. So I chose a certain course of action for a reason. I wanted to choose a doctor who was on board with my nutrition. She's very well versed on plant-based diet. I brought her a list of the supplements that I was taking, and she approved all those supplements. In fact, was quite intrigued by them. But there's certain things you really can't take before surgery. So I was able to stay on my vitamin C and my probiotics and my shakes up until the day of surgery. And I will continue with that after. We all have different choices. I really studied what my options were, and I chose a double mastectomy to prevent this from spreading to my other side that wasn't yet contaminated. I didn't want to take that chance because of my 5-year-old. So far, knock on wood, no chemo radiation. But so far, but my doctor and I discussed that already. The second plan B, should I need it, I'm choosing IV therapy. I've educated myself a lot from these ladies on this group and my cancer support group. And I'll tell you, Trish Muhlstein was one of the first people I called when with my diagnosis, and she told me exactly what to take to cleanse prior to, how to keep my immune system up to par. So basically this is weird to say, I'm a healthy cancer patient going into surgery, and that ups my chances to ensure that I have a better and quicker recovery. So Trish, I don't know if there's anything else I can answer, but this group has been a wealth of information, and you certainly have too. And I can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you for sharing your story. I know this has been a lot to absorb, especially at this time of year, and a lot to plan for. And we're all going to be praying for you for Tuesday when you go into surgery. But I'm sure everything will go perfectly fine. So thank you for sharing your story, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are in the same situation. And one point I do want to bring up, breast cancer is like that's the whole like umbrella, okay, right? But there's different kinds, there's different, there's so many different factors that go into it. My thoughts and prayers are for you guys to really dive deep into what it is, right? So, because the more knowledge, the more power you have. So thank you so much, Jen, for adding that. I am going to bring up Tonya now. Tonya, you there? She's in the car. There we go. Oh, I unmuted you. There you are. Nope, I muted you back.
You there?
Yep, there we go.
Awesome.
Hi, so Tonya.
How are you?
Good. Tonya and I have known each other for a long time, and she has actually gone through cancer twice, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so can you share your story with us?
Yes. So my name's Tonya, and I'm from Clermont, Florida. I have 2 beautiful daughters, 16 and 20. And when I was introduced to the Cleanse Balance Build system, I was very sick. I was looking for a way to get my body back healthy. And I had just went through 2 major surgeries within 90 days, 6 weeks of chemo, and also, taking tons of medication. That landed me in the hospital for almost 3 months, being fed with a tube up my nose and with an IV, no solid foods for 3 months. I had a blockage in my intestine. So I did follow the conventional route twice and decided that it wasn't working for me. We couldn't clear the blockage. So I had to make a choice to, do something different. And so that's when I found the Cleanse Balance Build system, made the decision to start going the healthier route, more holistic route. I also do follow the Chris Beat Cancer and also the Truth About Cancer. So they're both great resources. And after being in the sickness, or being so sick as that I was, I knew that the different things that I had to do with the Cleanse, Balance, Build system, it has brought me, now we're going on 5 years. It'll be this year, 5 years. It's been a great resource for me. And now I am much healthier than I was, I think, before I got cancer. So you're a great resource, and so is the group, and I appreciate all your help.
Thank you so much, Tonya. And Tonya, I don't think you mentioned, so what are the types of cancers that you had, and why do you think it came back or went to another place?
Well, 16 years ago, I had cervical cancer, stage 3. And then now, 5 years ago, I developed ovarian cancer. And I do believe that it came back because after doing the conventional route, which most people do, I did not change anything with my lifestyle after doing the chemo radiation, which I was in my early 20s at that time. So I believe that this time, after educating myself and, doing something different and eating healthier and, supplementing, because obviously there's a lot of toxins out there and a lot of things that we get or we don't get from our foods that we need. So the nutrition is definitely very important, and also to keep my body at an alkaline state too, because I knew before, in my early 20s, I had no idea about any of the, and nutrition was a little bit different then too. But after doing lots of research and being introduced to something that is a more healthier route, I think that's the reason that it's different this time. So.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing
Thank
your story.
you.
I know you're traveling, so safe travels.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. And now I've got Cindy. So Cindy Steele. Cindy has a completely different story. So Cindy, I'm going to let her tell you her story. But Cindy and I started working together about, I want to say 18 months ago, I think. Right? Was that it? Let me unmute you real quick. There you go. Are you there? Oh, hold on. I can't hear you. Hold on. There we go. Now you're unmuted. Sorry, Cindy.
Okay, great. Hey, so I think it's been a little longer than that, but yeah, at least 18 months.
Cool. Yeah, I think it has been a little longer than that. And time is flying by.
Yes, it is. You got to make the most of it.
I know you can resonate a lot with Tonya's story because it was in your 20s is when you were battling it as well. And the same thing she said, I know is part of your story that you just didn't know. And that's
absolutely.
That's exactly why we're making this video because people don't know. So can you share with us your story, please?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm happy to. So in my 20s, actually, it really started before then. When I was 19, I knew something was wrong with me. So I went to multiple doctors, and it wasn't until the week before my 21st birthday, I had surgery, finally found a doctor to listen to me, and I was diagnosed with tumor growths, very, very similar to ovarian cancer. So I spent my entire 20s in and out of cancer clinics between Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa, MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, Texas. And I went through a lot of surgeries. I took some experimental type drugs and treatment because of the unusual type growth that I had. But I didn't know any better. All I knew was something was wrong with me. And then when they told me I had to have surgery, or nobody ever talked to me about my nutrition. But backing up a little bit, growing up as a child, I had a terrible diet. I didn't know any better. I didn't grow up in a household with salads and all the good stuff that we should put in our bodies every day. So I firmly believe that the reason I developed these tumor growths, maybe part of it's hereditary, but I believe my body fed off of the lack of nutrition and the sugar in my body, and not having a good, healthy immune system. So fast forward, I made it through my 20s. And as I went through that, I started on my own trying to learn more about nutrition. I went to see nutritionists. I did the diary where they could see what I was eating for a week. And I think the lady fell out of her chair when I showed up after a week's worth of my diet. So I started trying to look for a resource to make myself get better. And that was really difficult on my own. So we're going to fast forward a little bit further. So I did really well throughout my 30s. I did have a couple other small surgeries, but before I met Trish, like she said, about 18 months ago or a little longer, I was really sick again. I'd been in and out of the hospital for 4 times the previous year. My immune system was terrible. And even though I thought I was eating better and getting better nutrition, I've been involved in the fitness industry for over 15 years. So I really thought I was doing the right things. But I think as time goes by, our food is getting more and more contaminated. It's harder to get good nutrition. So meeting Trish and you helping me with this Cleanse, Balance, Build system, I get a little choked up because there's a lot going on with a lot of us right now. But I don't think I would be sitting here today had I not started upping my nutrition and paying more attention to what I did have control over. And what I have control over is what I put in my body and how I treat my body. So the Cleanse, Balance, Build system, it works. It's still hard to totally deter cancer from everyone, no matter how hard we try. But I do believe that because of this system that we can fight better, we can fight easier, and I firmly believe in it 100%. And I thank you for being there to help me.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. And, you know, you brought up a really good point. And Tonya's also, I know she dropped off, but she's on that trip. But she, I know that this is part of her story too. With the things that she was doing with the chemo and the radiation and the surgeries and all that kind of stuff, that opens a door for later on issues that might pop up from that. And I know that we worked a lot with you because of the experimental drugs that you were on, and hence they're experimental, so we really don't know what the side effects could be, right? And so when you're in tune with your body and you are following a holistic lifestyle, it's a lot easier to try to figure out how to correct those issues and actually get your body back to a place where it's toxin free and it's balanced and you're just flooding it with good nutrients, you know, back into your body. So thank you so much for sharing today.
Thank you for having me. My pleasure.
Welcome. So I hope this has helped you guys out today. Please tag people in this video that you need to see. I believe I'm going to post this with a link so that you guys can share this video if you want to share. That's why I put it in this format instead of just in the lifestyle wellness group and going live. I wanted to have it so it would be an independent link so that if you guys have people in your life that are suffering and need help or need support or are looking for answers, please share this video with them. And like always, I am open and available for a consultation, free, no charge consultation. Please let me know. I can get on the phone and try to help somebody. Thank you so much. You guys have a great day. Yay!